I'm like that auntie you thought you had, and you keep waiting for her to come back from wherever she been, because your people keep saying she traveled somewhere. And every time they tell you about that stuff, you're like, who that is? I'm the relative you heard about. I'm that, every family has one. That unmarried auntie. Yeah, that, it looks like she got some dollars, but she really don't. She always on the way down.
Like the one that said you find out.
Same. Make her so very happy. One of the things that I deal with happens to be those who transition. I am the daughter of Lucille May Wilson Peart. I am the daughter of Charles Octavius Peart. I, unlike many of you, can't really trace my roots too far back. But I know some of you are blessed to be in generations where you can name your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your great-granddaddy, your great-great-great-granddaddy, and keep going all the way back. That is a blessing. One of the things that I am allowed to do in life is document it. Since before your age, I always had, and you're going to think this obsolete, you don't even know what this is, some of you. 126 or a 110 count. Little plastic suckers, you drop it in. I am, good morning, how are you? Good morning, come in, good house, quiet. There's spaces and places for everyone. Get it easy. Don't block the walkway. Someone may need a dance situation to play. The Giggle Corner, how you doing? I'm going to need one or two of y'all to join me up here. Yeah, so when you giggle that much, you got a whole lot of information. So for the moment, since I know, it's Friday, it's raining, I brought this crazy woman to stand up in front of y'all. Well, none of y'all know who she is. That's okay. I am, which some of you will be, a wonderful threat. And the threat, the threat is we work behind the scenes. There's a lot of people you'll see their faces, and you pass them in the crowd and you have no idea what they do. But somehow, somewhere, what we do, you've been affected by, you've taken part in. Every single day you walk into this building that is located on Mother Emanuel Way Memorial District. I didn't say Calhoun Street. I said Mother Emanuel Way Memorial District. I'm proud to say all the paperwork that it took to get done, I was in the background helping shift and type and copy. I get to do things in this city because here things happen like nothing else. And then you kicked in climate change. I only came here for the weather. I am one of those who am on work-related disability, meaning I can't work for anybody 8 hours a day. It's just not cost-effective for them. But I run my mouth in ways that others try to figure out how to compensate my life. I have a big mouth. It's filled with a lot of knowledge. I'm the daughter of a seamstress baker who had a job in a hospital. I'm the daughter of a carpenter and mason who had a job in a hospital. And they were hustlers. I have all their skills plus mine tucked in these wonderful hands that you see shape all by themselves. So we flip skills that we do. Here, I play with cameras, I play with phones, I play with GoPros. I have too many Facebook pages. I contribute to some 30 some odd. Too many YouTube channels, 11, only one is monetized. Corresponding Instagram accounts, and TikTok has videos up to 10 minutes, so I leave many documentaries over there. I will get to your mind, your rhythms, your heart with the stories of the African diaspora and connecting the diaspora on many levels. I leave no stone unturned. I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a little while. I would buy the stone in these mantles, so open up straight to it. That's me. I am not an international spy. I am British born, of Jamaican heritage, and a derivative citizen of the United States. Now we'll pause for 2 seconds. Being born in London, one passport. Of Jamaican heritage, I've claimed my ancestry. I have citizenship by descent. Derivative citizen of the United States? My daddy raised his hand so I didn't have to. And he did it before I turned 18 years old. You will come across people in your life whose elders did not speak what they were supposed to speak, and their naturalization situation is in flex. Not mine. I got 3 passports. The interesting part about it is, though, there are some doors that the American passport does not easily open. But you see that yacht passport? I have 20 CARICOM nations. One could live and work there. And a good part of the continent of Africa, one can walk in with very minimal visa fees where they say, welcome home. No, I've not yet made it to the continent because for me, the Gullah Geechee Nation, Charleston, South Carolina, the Low Country, is Africa. And then I have to go explore more. This was actually shot this past weekend in Moortown, Portland, Jamaica. Yes, I just got back on Wednesday. I specifically went to document some cultural drumming that was happening for the Coromantee derivative, which are indentured Ghanaians who came in. Not every African descendant that came to Jamaica was enslaved. Kumina, which came from the Congo and the Congo region, and Nyabingi, a mix. We're in a maroon town, and the maroons are essentially the Gullah Geechee. It's the same, what one would say, ethnic and spiritual makeup of, as the Jamaican poet Louise Bennett Copley would say, we blend up and mix up well. The Taino use a conch.
Somebody assist her with that. Someone's coming.
I won't touch it. You know when it ain't yours, you won't be nice. Thank you. You hit the max. Go here. The monument that they're beside is for one of the two national heroes that Jamaica actually had. One of them is called Nanny. There's a legend that Nanny actually caught bullets with her mouth.
to the gym at this time. Could all 8th graders please report to the gym at this time?
Participate in the Charleston Middle Passage Remembrance, which happens every second Saturday in June across the globe. There are many who will meet on the shores to commemorate the souls of those who were lost during the Middle Passage Remembrance. Here in Charleston, this is done at Sullivan's Island.
That there is not a plaque, a memorial, a day, a ritual, or an hour that is erected in memorial to those 100 million all those Africans in the right, all those people who said no and jumped ship, all those people who tried to figure out a way to steer and to navigate amongst the sharks. We don't call upon that water. We don't call upon those spirits. We don't celebrate these ancestors. We don't have a marker, an expression, a song that we need to acknowledge that. We have nothing to indicate that those are our people and that they matter. We will willingly administer knockout drops. More horrendous is the fact that we do not tap into the ancestral presence in the waters. Our inspiration, 28 Ambar, 1987.
Editing specifically for you. So I need you to hear things. The waters that you just saw, that's on the southern coast of Jamaica, and I had a GoPro, and I met a diver, and I asked him to take my cameras down with him because I wanted to see what the bottom of the sea looked like. You'll meet him in a short clip later on. How old are you on average? 15. 13 diving. He died before school to catch fish, to bring to his mother to sell, and go to school, be at school all day, come home, and then go back to the sea, dive, to catch more fish, to give to his mother to sell. So it's a heck of a road, but I like traveling because I get to meet a lot of people. I've been roaming around since I was 3 years old. We're going to go on. January 6th, this happens once a year in a compound. Maroons come home from all over the world to meet under the kinder tree. The compound is said to be one of the first maroon towns where the formerly enslaved all ran to establish their own identity. It is there, as they say, jerk chicken, think of maroon spices and seasoning. Yeah, I had to. I had to give you a little. How many have been to the Denmark Stag Monument? How many have been to the Denmark Vesting Monument? You live in Charleston, South Carolina. No excuses. Please head to Hampton Park the first chance you get. No, that's Denmark Vesting. I'm hitting my audio issues. My first live stream from Charleston, we actually did building up this monument. It took folks here in town 22 years to get funding together, to get site acknowledgement together, to be able to erect this monument. It is the only monument of an African descendant that stands here in Charleston, South Carolina. I took a picture and uploaded it to Wikimedia Commons for public domain use. You'll see in a short while what happened. This year. Actually, it happened in April. That's when I got a copy of it. I've been shooting since about 6 or 7. I went to school in Jamaica for 7 years. When I came back, I was in school in New York. I was on the yearbook. The yearbook in high school and the yearbook in college. I shoot differently. I take visual attendance. You cover everything. And you never know where to lead you to. Who's seen High on the Hog on Netflix? All right. High on the Hog, another. I'm giving you assignments. High on the Hog, Netflix, episode 2. You will see a lot from the Gullah Geechee Nation here in Charleston, South Carolina. If you can, come on out June 11th. Sullivan Valley, you'll learn a lot. I'm obsessed with rhythms. Is there a way we can get a halfway level in? The sounds for me, who knows the Low Country clap? Charleston clap, Baptist clap, the AME clap, there's various names for it. For me, I find the same sound in other spaces. When the weather changed, like I said, I don't do winter. I haven't shoveled snow in 12 years. It's not what I came to Charleston for. And then you started to get cold, and I started to run away. My first winter away was Trinidad and Tobago. I got there just in time for Juve morning. Juve morning is thousands of people coming out of absolutely nowhere, covered in oils and muds and paint. In New York, it's done acoustically. In Tobago, it's actually big trucks and speakers. And then another winter, oh, hello, Ecuador. Ecuador is expat heaven. I had an entire apartment for $60 for the month. Yeah, you're old enough to know. Yeah, you got $60 US for the month. That's why it's expat heaven. I met people from some of the coldest spots in the world because summer does not begin in Ecuador until after December 1st because you're on the other side of the equator. So it's a great spot to run to. I learned a lot there. Also, My Spanish gets very interesting when I'm immersed in spaces and places. Like now, if I were to pack one sentence, it's not going to work. But you put me in somewhere. I don't travel for less than 2 or 3 months at a time. Except for this last trip. I don't know what happened. But, you know, I'm getting seasoned. I'm prepared. I'm being prepared for something and I'm ready for it. I'll be nice. I'll stick the video somewhere you can have it if you're interested, and I'll also leave a copy with you. This happens the second Saturday in June. Things that are of the spirit fascinate me. We could say it's because I'm Pisces. We could say it's because I'm the 7th child. This has led to a lot of activities that are culturally based. The colors are not for naught. They're not just decoration. Our locum holds the mysteries and stories of the ancestors. Its domain is the bottom of the sea. Some come nice and pretty, I come with just mystery. Giving reverence to the ancestors in a space and place. I've had the pleasure of documenting this occasion for the last 11 years. When we went virtual, we literally ran 48 hours of live streaming. I did not do video before I came to Charleston. Charleston made me have to do video. There are things that happen here that happen no place else in the world, and they must not be taken for granted. Folks come in from all over just to these shores because 40 to 60% of African Americans can trace their roots here to the local tribes.
As a Christian, I experienced a crisis of faith in that moment. You see, the people who gathered for Bible study in Emmanuel AME Church that night, Cynthia Marie Brenda, Susie Jackson, Ethel Lee Lance, Duquesne Middleton Dr. Kiwanza Sanders, Daniel Simmons, Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Myra Singleton Thompson, and Clementa Pinckney.
Commemorations and assisting with certain activities, I took off to Trinidad. I didn't bother to show you any Juve. I don't want to influence, but I showed you a little bit of For me, it's the fascination of each of these customs are handcrafted, carnival preparation starts the morning after carnival is just finished. Because the work that is put in is amazing. And considering one can go island hopping just for carnival, Brazil, Trinidad, Montserrat, Belize, carnival always came with the end of crop season and the harvest. It's a celebration of life. And the coolest part, even if you're fluffy, baby, your costumes are always custom made. So everybody don't care about it. Trinidad and Tobago and not come across some steel pan. This is actually on the island of Tobago. Tobago is known as the jewel of the Caribbean. It changed hands 32 times. 32 times. Everybody wanted a piece of Tobago. That's why it's a heck of a spot for expats internationally. You will go there and meet people from all over the world. One thing about Jamaicans, we have a little thing where you're supposed to walk with your flag. So after, yes. This to me is amazing. It's like 8 or 9 feet tall. It's bronze. It's the Indian and the African. And they are solidified as one in Esmeraldas, Ecuador. Ecuador has an African descendant population of 4 to 5%. That's it. So when I was down on the southern coast in Salinas, that's some serious work. Hang on, let's go to the rain. Look at that car. Every now and then, because I'm 5'5.5". So imagine being made to feel really tall, because folks are like, and I don't have heels on or anything, but folks are this high. And all of Indian variation. Every now and then, oh snap, about a block away you see some melanin. And you literally start working on the eye contact. Because as you meet each other, it's like family. So I was told in order for me to see an African descendant population, I had to head to the north, which means I had to cross the equator. I'm not like a sailor. I didn't get attacked each time I crossed. But it was a 15-hour journey, well, 10-hour journey plus a little bit more. The coconuts are different. Up there, here you'll see who knows what a plantain is? Okay, all right, we good. There it's called verde. Everything you can think of to be done with a plantain is done in Ecuador. We're not doing enough when we're just frying it. They do amazing things. But you also notice, I've never seen anybody in Jamaica do this. We use a grater. Every house has a seashell right by the sink just for grating the coconut. She's been selling coconuts for 20 years. They actually sell coconut meat as a snack. And that's her invention. I roam around places and I get into people's stuff. It's just that simple. You spend enough time in a space, the language, the food, they will say, there's a lady who's built a heck of a villa in Tobago because she says people after they travel for an extended period of time usually want their own home foods after 3 days. That does not work with me. Look at those hills. It's like favelas that you hear about in Brazil. That's all plantain-based. It's been through a food processor and seasoned and has beef, pork, and shrimp in it. And it was amazing. Oh, there's another one called a bologna that is, it's like, not manure, mofongo, but they'll serve it in a bowl. So slightly fried plantain. This is some historical background on Ecuador. They turned the entire seaside into a great convention hall, performance hall. But what they don't have is people going there. People go to the English-speaking sections or they go to the business center. Guayaquil, Quito. They'll go for, there's so many different climates in Ecuador. Galapagos Islands, a little expensive for me, I didn't go there. But we got Montanita, which is a surfing town with a gigantic dream catcher. And you also have a cultural school that is free for anybody who wants to learn to continue and preserve cultural practices. I want one in Charleston because I can't hear the drum here. It is so hard. Even for Middle Passage Remembrance, we have to rely on drummers to come in from out of town because it's as if the drum is still outlawed. I get into spaces and places because I ask. You make it. Nada. See you up. Tu mano es un regla de la vida. Yes, it is. Why? Hands are a gift of God. Beautiful. See, Esmeralda, Ecuador. We are here. Esmeralda is on the northern tip of South America. Its closest neighbor across the water is Colombia. And it is an amazing stretch of territory. That's their performance hall. It's like, actually its setup is a little bit bigger, like Riverfront Park in North Charleston. Picture from that moment is still one of my favorite. The light just dropped perfect. I don't have any manners when I get in public. I'm the lady who you see at the parade, making sure you smile or react, because I tell you what my YouTube channel looks like. What is this? Pepita Palma Pinheiro. She's a griot, a storyteller. There she 70-somebody, 80 years old. I like old people. They fill with wisdom. And she insisted. She had to find something that she had to give me. You see how small she is, right? God bless polyester. She wouldn't let me go. There are many who study ethnomusicology. She is one of the many that they will go to in Ecuador, looking at the African descendant populations and its culture of marimba, dance, and song. But she does not always get someone who looks like me. So as far as she's concerned, I'm her sister. Ethnomusicology, it's becoming more diverse in its students that look at the top. This is Papa Roncon, the father of marimba. And I've done myself a disservice I have not put up a lot of my Ecuador videos because I wanted to make sure that somebody else ran through the Spanish. You don't want to be giving up people's family secrets while you run the video. He actually has the space right across from where he lives, where he teaches and preserves the culture of marimba. All instruments are made there, from the bumpers to the drums to these keys. They have space for dance. It is even here, we fight to find space that is not connected to the Department of Recreation, that has to be closed by a certain time. Because sometimes when people's energies start to flow, you just gotta leave the doors open and let things happen. So it's sort of rough when you don't get to sing and dance and perform and preserve and sustain in your own time. And no matter what, Charleston is a 24-hour town. Enough, there's a poem called Son of my grandpa gone to Ecuador, left me wife and picked me out the door. Nobody's business but me own. Way back when a lot of immigrants in the Caribbean went to Ecuador to help build the railroads and work in the oil fields. La Diablo.
This is the situation I'm trying to get to. This is a situation I am trying to get to. So I'm working on that. And this is but a tiny part of this. See, it's over there on that also right there. But at the moment, I'm on the honey.
I was still hunting. There was nothing else to do. Get on a plane. You ask a question. And I went viral. Someone took my Instagram post, and that was it. It was a wrap. They put 7 of them together. I'm walking down the street, like, why are people looking at me like that? The folks that were staying with, someone actually recognized a plate, and called them. He said, "Is that woman at your house?" That's the young man who shot the footage for me. The Jamaica Defense Force, which includes the JDF, stops recruiting at 23. It has a similar brain drain and talent drain as Charleston does. Others come in and many leave. He is now 25. He cannot join the Jamaica Defense Force. Other than doing the continual hustling of going to fish, gotta look for other pastures.
So readily is that the communal religion was brought here by 3 Africans.
Not all African descendants in Jamaica are from the enslaved.
Not all Africans came.
Many came indentured. Slavery went through a couple of runs.
Of July.
Spanish had to run when they went off to Cuba, and then the British came and they got defeated by the Maroons, and then, okay, well, who's going to work these fields that we have? So you had to start bringing in the indentured Chinese, Indian, the Akan from Ghana, and the Bakongo from the Congo region. My song. Reino, da Pisarena Fall. There were some 20-some-odd drum genres in Jamaica alone. That's why when I leave Charleston and I go to Jamaica and I get my full, and then I come back and I cry because I can't hear the drum beat. I can get the low country clap. I can get the ring shout. I can get the percussion in those who are working with 2x4 blocks. But the various rhythms that have been coming together from all the blendings. Jamaica's motto was out of many, one people. Don't know what we look like. And I'm trying to make sure my descendants, I've got 13 nieces, and they're having children, and maybe a lot of them look like a lot of you in this room, but I want them to be able to speak patois so that when folks come, and they used to do this on TV shows a lot, anytime there's a hurricane, and they go to someone who they would assume is not Jamaican. Until them bust off, I say, yeah, my people have come from them. Always a shock on the face of the reporter. The basics. This drum is made from a hollowed out ackee tree. That goat, we know what goat it was because probably got cooked in some manish water. The head was cooked in some manish water. The curry goat was made and the skin left to dry. And that's the main vine that runs in the area. I'm waiting for my set to be complete. I want one bad. This is a Kumina set. Cast, a bando. Notice the foot movements, giving all the bass. The kata sticks for maintaining the rhythm. And then, that's the show-off piece. I actually, and I have a short clip in here, I had my birthday in Jamaica where I had nearly 30 drummers of all different ages and levels. 18 of them came from Jamaica College. They call some of the high schools are called colleges because they literally have two freshman level in that particular realm. So I took them down to the country at about a 2.5-hour ride down into the bush. So they can learn. They had it's a good school, plus of instruments, but they needed to go to the bush. Raika Francis is one of the few girls in the game who drum, sing, and dance. Her father, the master drum maker and percussionist. Her brother Ren, let's just say we call him goat skin, because when his hands hit that thing, it's always fire. And this part was actually shot a couple of years ago. I've been going back and forth to Jamaica now since 2019. I haven't been back for 21 years now. But and this is that same song in a live scene measure. This was actually for a family celebration. Hence the use of mechanical.
When you see you get more bites. When
This is in a Kikola
the
language.
first word,
Mixed with English, but still.
yeah.
I can't help it. Oh, Manuka. Oh. I do this so that those who are of diaspora descent can recognize their neighboring rhythms in other spaces and places. Because we all are one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. gotta wake them up a bit. Like your school trips. I just make it different. They had to learn exposure to other drums, exposure to other languages, exposure to other customs. They live in the city. That's like me taking y'all to, come on, we going down to Ediston. Notice I didn't say Ediston. We going to Ediston. That's in a bag. All these are handcrafted. These coconut shells, Packy. Packy is the same calabash that's here that grows crazy upstate South Carolina. This is that song. Yeah, him good.
Yeah, man. They can put up my race, keep growing now. Because in the plan, let's see, they know it's all. Can't reach, not now fight, you know. So they keep tongues. Yeah, because the words so that we want, you know, we are in the music part one there. We want all this exciting sound. Yeah, I want to tell the dance to write some joyful song, you know. From where they have the song, you know, okay, they have feel that, you know, the pain hard. The sorrow is about, we have to laugh and happy and sing. And I think the music and then Jesus say, you know. Rastafari, yeah.
And there you go, the humble beginnings in London. I came into multiculturalism and diversity from the very beginning. I had one godmother who was in an interracial marriage and another godmother who did not believe in the mixing of the races. Hence, yes, I'm a lover of the world.
Damn.
mouthpiece and cheeks. They were. That was a prom back in the day. That's my first passport picture. I left London at 3 and went to New York. We initially lived in Harlem, up by City College, and then in July of 1971, we went to Buist. I was in school during the time of busing, so I literally had to get bused across the city over an hour. As you can see, I've been fluffy a long time, so them said I must send the guy out for the lose weight. I was sent to Jamaica. Look at that suit. I was fly. I wasn't the seamstress. He made everything. If he had 5 yards of material, I had the jacket, the skirt, the skirt, this vest, every blooming thing. But I was fly. And there you see I am as you see me today in front of you. Someone who roams around the world. Some tickets are paid for, some tickets are quiet. I make use of some. Yes, I do accept air miles. I have no manners whatsoever. That's a piece. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. No. We're just sort of relaxing. The vibe was there. What you got for me? Come on. I heard that y'all had a lot of questions. If you see anything that piqued your interest in any way, shape, or form. Not a word? Oh my. Yes, sir.
So, how long did it take you to speak?
Oh, in Patois? That's funny enough. I am the 7th. The nearest one to me is the 7th child. The nearest one to me is 7 years older. Mommy had me at 42. I am considered to be part of the Windrush generation, which means a plethora of folks running over. Having older parents who spoke with accents but not patois. See, because when you sit up there and you chat certain things, or people don't want to hear them mess up, because they feel so you not speak proper English, this could cause a problem. So, you take me, who's been in between London and New York, and you put me in Jamaica in school. This is a new language for me. Down pat, no problem. To the point where they said, hold up, you're not born yet, make your chat what's rather than picking them where they are. But it's what, I actually have another viral video out there that speaks to the love of the language. It's like looking at Gullah Geechee. I'm really off a little bit because I guess my ears have been tuned for the morning. Just like you heard me say, Edisto. See, all men who you've been around, see, my tongue starts getting. It's a dance. It's a dance. It didn't take long. I got here June 5th, 2010. My first 5 months were in what was then known as Crisis Ministries. It's now 180 Place. I didn't know it was so here. I just knew I was coming. You had good weather. And the one thing I do know, you want to find light in any place. Sometimes you have to go to the darkest spaces. And the shelter allowed me to see, feel, and know Charleston. One of the major outlets was the Clemente course that they had at the Palmer campus at Trinidad Tech. They met at least twice a week. It's a college level course. You end up getting credit for it, but the key thing, I was meeting people who were here, who were part of the population. And it allowed me to then roam around. First started with, I hadn't touched my cameras for years. Everyone has colorful pasts. I had a moment that I was possibly persona non grata to society, but we get over these things and we move on, and this is where you see me today. So I started with a old Samsung 4 that the battery couldn't hold a charge, and I literally would go into spaces with an extension cord. And that was the beginning of the YouTube channels. Initially with African dance. We'll say of Charleston, we won't say it's defunct right now, it's just not operating. I need some of y'all to work some drums. Work some drums, I'm not gonna say it enough. I don't care which drum it is. Conga, bongo, kente, anything, just get some rhythm going. That call, that underlying feeling of just peace and rhythm and release, the drum is important. And technically, as most of you realize, the computer is the current drum, but you're not listening to it. Sometimes you're buried in it and not feeling it. That's why I always tell folks, I shoot for tomorrow. I don't shoot for today. I shoot to be able to do what I just did. That's why I am, when I say grateful to this class, because not many get to be subjected to me. And I put it in that way because even if it didn't sink in today, way down the line, something's gonna kick in. Whether it was the 9 colors on this belt, and when you think about Oya and the wings and the Orisha, there's always going to be something that would trigger and say, you know, they brought that lady in the class. I wasn't hearing her then. But like you said, we plant seeds. And I get to plant seeds. And I know that y'all are going to wonderfully bloom because you've been subjected to MsBJPeart. Do not bombard the young lady. Would you believe, girl, I've been shyer than shy. Which is why I had cameras. Because I can stay behind my camera and shield myself from all this stuff out in the world. But then again, here's the deal. You heard it. It wasn't a secret. So be the voice. Be, okay then, only to yourself. It's not for public consumption. Be the voice. Whether it's a silent voice, because a silent voice has sound, whether your voice is your pen, whether your voice is your movement, whether your voice is just being, be the voice. Girl, I'm gonna carry that joke straight to the college. It's okay. I know somebody else got a question, or you just gonna run your time out. Girl, you can keep it to yourself. I am not bothered by yours. The amen corner in the back, y'all ain't heard nothing?
Amen.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
You giving me nothing. That's okay.
I have a question.
Your speech.
Girl, shut up.
No.
I have a question.
Apologize.
No,
Apologize.
shut up.
You can request of her to possibly be quiet on your behalf as you choose to use your voice, but you will not say what you just said.
No.
Again, you choose to repeat. Come on here. Come on now. Come on now. I didn't even get to hear what you said, brother. You delayed.
I was going to ask you, is you a Christian?
Oh, heck yeah. I believe in everything. That's okay. There's room for everybody in this world.
God is not missing.
There's room for everybody.
So did you learn how to speak Tagalog, or did Tagalog come to you? Because I dabbled a little bit in it because I'm from the island, downtown, so I can speak Tagalog. I understood a lot of what you said.
When I got here and God bless Piggly Wiggly. I was in Piggly Wiggly and I'm beige. People sound beige. And then the following week, Postal Courier put out the article about Barbados being the mother of Charleston. And I'm still listening, but again, spaces and places and people. I have the pleasure of being one of the documentarians for Ann Caldwell and the Magnolia Singers. I have the pleasure of one of my running videos is on the road with culture bearer chef BJ Dennis. I get into the Gullah Geechee Nation. I'm one of the people, I can't help it. When that many people gather, I want to hear the local clap because I need it documented in all its different variations. Because when I go into other spaces and places, it sounds different out at John's Island. Okay, then it sounds different at Edisto. You know, it's a little thing. Yes, sir.
How many drums do you play?
None. I literally have Dick Levain's carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel. I don't back nothing. but I appreciate the artistry of the drum. A lot of times when I document specifically the hand so others can see the patterns and listen to the rhythms. One second. Bam.
Do you know a woman named Megan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had the honor of being out at Edisto a few weeks ago for the book launch.
Yeah, I was there.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so you saw me running around like
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Maybe not, but it was amazing. Emily Meggett is an 89-year-old self-taught Gullah Geechee chef who just self-published her book and is currently, and probably still is, #1 under African Cooking, Food, and Wine on Amazon. Your turn. Oh, the 9 colors? The 9 colors are the winds of change of Oya. Oya is the Orisha or goddess of the wind. It's also, she also stands at the gates of the cemetery. She greets those as they're crossing over. Oh, you trying to come from Amen Corner. Go ahead.
Do you have any children?
Yes, one, she's 32. And
You got a daughter?
yes, sir.
What's her name?
That's too much information. I just said she's 32. Little boy. Go your place. As I was saying, students go through different roads, and my daughter actually started out with a basketball scholarship. Something happened once we went on to the, you get rocked sometimes, and when you get rocked, you gotta know how to stand firm. You have to stay focused. So she went associates, then bachelor's, then master's, and is currently a behavioral tech, and is just finished up the last classes and about to enter internship and practicum to be a licensed mental health counselor with a focus on adolescents and youth. Sir, you were saying?
Can you teach us the Low Country class?
Me, of all people. You know, I didn't read that second. I thought I left it in there. 1 minute section in there. Come on, who's gonna give it a variation?
Okay.
Why you stop?
Oh.
Come on, John John. What? You brought it up? Lead it. Come in.
Lead it?
Yeah. You know you probably chose quiet. You know what's up. Now, Andy the Baptist, what's what you coming with? I don't know, go ahead and start it. Woke up this morning with my mind set on Jesus. Come on. Woke up this morning with my mind set on Jesus. Amen. 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 one class, then there's a two class, and then there's a three class. See, I it's a little sad. I make a note, I walk with it. You trying to sneak, I see you trying to sneak up. Woke up this morning, Lord said I'm Jesus. Amen. Let me see, there's always some magnolia singers in the front. Or it's crazy when you literally go, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I keep things like this in my phone. They call them as magnolia singers. You don't want to know what's in my phone. It's too much. Any more questions? Because I know your time is running out. Yes, sir. Oh, this way? Just keeps the world nice and clean. Plus, if being there, because I'm speaking for a whole lot of people, and then I got something to play with. I'm honest. Because if you think it's easy, ask somebody. Thank you very much, sir. Anybody else? Nope. Yes, ma'am.
What's your YouTube channel called?
MsBJPeart. Everything. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, WordPress, Tumblr.
MsBJPeart. Is it MsBJPeart?
MsBJPeart. Let that all roll. Here. Yeah, literally, I have spent a good amount of time in the Low Country teaching smaller community organizations how to promote themselves. You have nonprofits that may put on functions, yet they don't have promotional materials when they're going to seek funding. They don't have pictures, they don't have videos, they don't have audio, they don't have that this event actually happened. I'm happy to say that I'll roll in. You can't pay me. You can't hire me. Photographers are a dime a dozen in Charleston. Don't nobody take more photo shoots than people in Charleston. It being a wedding destination, everybody gets happy. So I go in where the need is and I do what I need to do. And at this time, I've survived the 7th grade abuse. Thank you!